All right, cool. Yeah, actually, I should be this like model company should pay me money for promoting their model. Oh, hold on, let me plug in the computer. Keeps getting bumped. Is that not even on? All right, hold on a second, guys. Catherine in here. That's plugged in. That's plugged in. That's plugged in. Okay, I think we're good. The light doesn't come on. What's the matter with that? Okay, it's good. Sweet. Did I hit the record button? Does it look like it's recording on your end? Yeah, it is. I see a red dot now. Okay, let's do the let's have an unboxing, shall we? Have you guys ever seen an unboxing? I guess millennials.
Yes, and once you're done, please give Tank.
Okay, I don't know what that was, but I will. I think you said open it. This is so sad that Stacy's not here. I have to admit. Okay, so it is the M48A2 patent tank. It comes with figures and I guess like a whole bunch of parts. Sweet. Here comes the tank treads. Oh, wow. Yes. This is going to be very complicated. I think that was Jack that just came in. Welcome, Jack. I got myself a tank. It's got a whole bunch of parts.
Are you going to build it?
I don't know. I think so. I'm gonna. I was actually thinking about that on the drive in because the outside picture looks so cool. But I don't think I'm gonna use I don't think I'm gonna be really careful about it. I think I might use a glue gun. I might just really stick it together roughly because there's a lot of pieces on here. Actually, it doesn't seem like it's that bad. Dude, this thing is awesome. The body of it, that thing is incredible. We might start with that one. Or should we start with something easier? There's a side there. Gotta figure out what all these parts do. This is the coolest thing though. Like the top. Could you imagine setting out to design one of these things? It's like, we're going to war and we need a really protective and lethal mobile. Are these labeled? Yeah, they're all labeled. Okay, cool.
I mean, if a war
army tank you have.
Thank you. It's the M48A2 patent. Oh, we could start with that. Look at that little 2D drawing. Should we start there?
Yeah, it's easy, but it's super detailed.
Yeah.
Miles, why do you have two screens?
Because I want to.
You want to get two of your best angles?
Sure.
All right, look at all these parts. These must be all of the wheels. The wheels are crazy.
Definitely.
Where's the gun though? I'm looking for where's the, I want to find the actual tank.
You want to find the missile launcher?
I want to find the missile launcher.
Just grab a straw.
Maybe it's on the side of one of those.
Grab a straw.
I can take off the big pieces, but if I actually do put this thing together, I'm gonna have to keep these small ones in place. I think this is the rocket launcher. Why is it so small? This might be kind of a small thing. Look at that, dude. That's the guy that sits in the, is it focusing?
It's fine. I can see.
That's the guy that sits in the, that's like the gunner. He's only a
It's
half
like
gun.
it's
The
like
gunner.
a snake it's like he's in the tank, and then like there are a ton of bullet magnets around him.
This guy's also in the tank. This middle guy.
Yeah, but that guy with the gun, he's like, all right, I'm going to save my friends. I'm going to suck up some bullets for them.
He's Top Gun.
You gotta do it for the. Oh man, this might be where you. That's a gun. That's a gun right there.
I
That
think
thing
that's
is
the one
cool.
on the top.
Let's look at the picture. We gotta let Mr. Checkley in here. There's another round of guys. So I'll show you the picture on the outside so you can get a sense of it. Ooh, this dude's got a flamethrower. Which guy's got the flamethrower?
I
Let me
don't
guess.
think
The
you wanna
flamethrower
cross him.
is something that throws flames.
Well, no, I know which guys. This is the flamethrower dude.
Mr. Twist, I don't think you
That
want to come
backpack, I
across
think, is
that
like
guy.
holding all the the
No,
backpack is holding all the gas.
Yeah, exactly. The what was I gonna say? Elon Musk has a flamethrower.
He's also like
that you can buy.
I'm going to kill my friend. I'm going to punch the guy with the flamethrower, and the guy with the flamethrower just shot another guy and he was flying. Looked like
Good
that.
story. Good story, Xavier. Was this
My
in a-
best
was this in a video
strategy
game?
would pretend that I'm on their side. Pretend that I'm on their side, and then I pretend that I'm on their side, and that I'm a huge coward. So I back away, and then I just shoot them all.
That's an interesting strategy. I'm sure that's worked
Mr.
at
Twist,
some
I
point.
think you're gonna be a coward in the army.
Mr. Twist,
Yes, Miles.
I don't
If
know.
you-
Just say it's my first war.
if warthogs came into this tank, this thing would explode in under like 2 seconds.
Warthogs?
You don't know what a
If
warthog is?
goats came in it, it would be eaten in 3.
I
The
mean-
treads are actually kind of cool looking.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like it's
Nice
the
and defined.
warthog.
It
We
looks
could
like
fit-
little rectangles with little nubs on the end.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that it's like historically accurate. I don't know that for sure though.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Inside. We'd have to, I mean, we'd
Yeah,
have
you just need to look at an army tank.
But it looks like it would be actually what it is.
yeah, you would think so. Let me show you this one.
Yeah, those treads look right.
There's the tread.
Here's my brand new puppy.
Can you see the
Here's my
treads?
new puppy.
Yep.
The treads are accurate.
Oh, Miles, you got your new puppy.
Yes, I did.
What's his name?
Her name's Zelda.
Zelda.
Zelda. Perfect. Okay. I say we try.
That's a perfect name.
Where did my paper go? Okay, here it is. Oh my gosh, yeah,
Why,
this
thank
thing
you.
is incredible. The instructions are incredible.
And I see we are recording, which
We,
makes me
Stacey,
happy.
I did it in your honor. I was like, whoa.
I
was
I
Hmm,
must
I was like,
let's
Stacey's
record.
going to make it here.
greatly appreciate it.
No, I appreciate
He
it.
was like, in the honor of Stacia, I will record.
I did.
Wait,
You can watch-
Miles,
you
did
can-
he
you can
really
play back-
say
You can play
that?
back the tape. Oh no, you can't. 'cause I
Yes,
haven't
that's
recorded it.
exactly what
Ah.
Mr. Twist.
Yeah,
Then
it's
I
exactly
am-
what he said. It's so exact.
Thank
I'm
you,
sorry, I
John.
wasn't here, so
I-
I don't actually know.
I am flattered. Trevor, thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we'll pull out little bits and pieces of this thing, but
Could we do the
Uh,
side view if we start drawing?
yeah, I think. But which side view? The one that faces to the left or faces to the right?
I'd say to the left.
Like this top one?
Mhm.
Are you gonna build it together while we're drawing it?
No. When I work, I honestly work pretty slow when it comes to models. And
You're just so tedious.
I've made maybe 3 models in my lifetime. I made a spaceship, like a space shuttle, like actual NASA space
Yeah.
shuttle with my dad, and then I made 1 car. And I know I've made another model before, but I've enjoyed them while I did it. it was not anything I ever became passionate about.
The treads
My
are
grandfather
accurate.
did. All right, let's fire this up. Should I use
The
blue?
treads are accurate.
I'll use blue.
They look exactly
okay.
like the actual pictures.
Say it again, Ben.
The treads look exactly like the actual pictures.
I know. These are like the photo on the outside. I wanted it to be that way, but I was like, I don't know if it is. But yeah, they did a nice job. I mean, just for a second, let me show you some of the guys. Now, the quality of the plastic isn't very good, but like, look at the expression on this guy's face. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, look at the details on his hand. I mean, you can like see his fingernails. Like you can actually see the bones. I mean, what I'm saying is that like the sculpture is a reproduction, but from a long time ago when people actually had integrity in terms of their like art. I think he's holding a hand grenade too. So it's going to be accurate, and it is cool. Like these pieces. Look at the back. Look at his backpack. I got to angle it towards the sun.
They really did take a lot of time making those.
Yeah, I mean he's got strap. I mean
They take a lot of time making the very first one.
Right,
And
exactly.
they're just factory it.
Right. These are like historic. It's got to be historic at this point. And he's got a canteen on his belt. See that canteen on his belt? Yeah, it's a nice.
I really like that. I really like the folds in the fabric.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be historic. He looks like he's from the Civil War, and that's not very long ago.
Patton was World War II? Yeah, these guys are World War II. All right, should we do this thing? I'm thinking, whenever I'm starting architecture, I really quickly like to establish a horizontal. And it's interesting because the artist, in terms of the demoing it, they gave us like a middle. They actually gave us the middle line. So I say we start with this, the deck, this horizontal deck that basically is a center line on the horizontal, separating, everything above the deck, which seems to be this like rotating, gunner chamber, and then this little back end, which might be the motor. I'm not sure. Maybe the motor is like in the middle of the down here. You've got the treads and everything going on inside the treads, all those wheels, those various wheels, the 6 wheels on the bottom, the 2 wheels on the front and the back, and then these 3 smaller ones that are probably more guiding. They probably just like guide the treads above, and the ones that actually have the muscle power are these ones on the bottom. Now, I don't know that. I'm not an engineer. There's probably other people that can like really tell you a lot more about this. But at the time being, we're just going to stick with the visuals. Let me drop this down a little bit. I'm trying to avoid that shadow.
They have treads, but are the treads meant to like, are these army tanks meant to like go up walls? Because why else would you want treads?
I think
No,
I think they go
Rough terrain
I think the tanks are designed to go through walls.
and rough terrain.
Right.
Yeah, they could either
Maybe
shoot
like
it down.
low walls. Yeah, and I mean if you think about it, it's like a lot of it could even have been like agricultural. You know what I mean? Like you have these fields that they're battling in France, and you have to go over rock piles.
They've also got to be the treads have to be very durable so they don't just break. If you probably want to
I
stop
wonder
a
if
tank, you'd
this
probably
could-
just shoot the treads.
I wonder if this could go through sand in a desert area. I don't
Well,
know.
it's got to depend on the tank and the weight.
Everything. Well,
It also
Well,
has
there's
to
so many
depend on if the
factors.
sand can get inside the treads and like if some it also depends on if like the sand can jam the treads.
Yeah, exactly. So if you
Right,
get
and
enough
they-
stand
and
between
bigger
the
than the
treads,
sand.
it just
And they have to like either space them out wider or maybe even make them closer together. 'Cause you think about like a horse's hoof, versus like a camel's foot, like what they do, but their dysfunction is a lot different. Okay, anyway, this is the horizontal. So the horizontal that I'm drawing is in fact part of the bottom. So it's the top of the deck but it's like gonna give us this guard. There's like this little, wheel guard that's above the treads. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Not as scared as I would be if I had to drive in one of these. All right.
Oh, I would love it.
Yeah.
Would
I
you
would
be
lo-
scared of driving a penguin?
A
No,
penguin.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind driving this. I wouldn't mind taking these around. I would not want to be in any conflict. That's all I'm saying.
Ah,
All right. So there's a little. Should we go above or below? Let's do the treads below. I think once we get we can reward ourselves with the guns later. All right. So I've got my horizontal, and then
Well,
I've
I just the
established
guns are
at the top
easier.
of the deck, and then we're gonna put a guard that angles down here, and then there's a counter guard on either side.
I would say actually start with top because it's a lot easier. It's better for like starting up.
I already finished.
Xavier, good job, dude.
is that Xavier? Did I just hear Xavier
Xavier's
say that he was
crushing it.
finished?
All right,
May I
yeah,
see
don't,
it,
actually, I don't
Xavier?
even mind. I don't even mind calling it audible because I think you're kind of right. The top might be a little bit easier. I think what we should do is establish where the middle is, and then that center line where it gives you number 6. I think that is like the middle of the entire tank. So I'm sketching on either side. You can kind of get a sense of where the front of the tank is, where the back of the tank is, and that number 6 is kind of in the middle. So however long you have, the length that you have between your two guards, I'm going to find the middle here. And then there's a flat rectangle. And what I like about this rectangle is that I can ease into it because I like to go from the known into the unknown. So right now, the only known that I have is, this flat piece of metal that, seems to have like a little bit of a thickness to it. I may come in and detail that later, but I'm using this low flat rectangle and it says USA, and then you might not be able to read the numbers, but it's 401-256. 401-256. We can find the significance of those numbers at some point. And then where that has a step in it, so it goes down and then it steps across. So it's up to you all how much level of detail you want to do. This is like where I'm going with it. Okay. I'm just going to draw what's there. It's already kind of, I would say a little bit simplified, and it's very two-dimensional. So it's going to be a lot of shapes, which makes things a little bit easier. It's more of kind of an engineering drawing. On this left side, we get where the gun exits. The little call it the head. I wonder what it is called. Does anybody know what this thing is called? The head of it.
I think you would ask Mr. McWilliams here.
I think you would ask Charlie.
It starts off at this steep angle.
Wouldn't
then
it just be a turret?
Sure, the turret.
'Cause it really is just the gun.
Okay, so it's the part it's when you're inside the gun. And then we're gonna basically call that, it's kind of in the shape of a trapezoid. So in a very simplified way, you've got one side, you've got the top side, and then you have the back side. Now it does pivot, so there is in fact an underside right here. So you are seeing a little bit of the underside. The main part is that you see the front, the curving top, and then the back end. We're going to be able to add accessories to it, but that's the main solid mass. My proportions are a little bit different. I elongated my whole deck so that the whole turret is going to be bigger. And part of sketching is, discovering what it is that's happening. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, so I'm almost reestablishing my center. Look at that. This would have been the center, but now my new center is over here. The reason I need my new center is because I just noticed that there's this smaller gun that's on the top. And that the smaller gun is centered on the bigger gun. Bigger gun below, and then the smaller gun stacked on top. It's almost aerodynamic.
That's probably because of the weight.
you can't put that tiny of a gun on the bigger gun. The
Correct.
tiny gun would get crushed.
Right. The tiny gun on top, little gun on the bottom. Huge missile
If-
launcher on the bottom.
If they had any more support, they would probably put guns on the. If they had weight, they might have. If they had the right sturdiness, they probably would have put guns on the what's it called, the treads. They probably
I guess that.
No, but then it'll go
I
under the
assume-
tank.
I assume that this
I
gun on top. One of the things you want to look at, like what good designers do, is that they always set up transition zones from one object, and it kind of gets smaller and then transitions into another. And I'm seeing like this curving top of the small gun, and then there's like a semicircle, which helps transition into the like the barrel of the gun. And the barrel of the gun can be broken up into smaller sections as well. So it gets a little thinner, then it gets a little thinner with a smaller section, and then it gets super thin in terms of the length of that barrel of the gun. And then you get a, you know, I don't know if this is like a muzzle of some kind, a mute, maybe it like muffles the sound of it a little bit, or maybe even like,
Probably similar to
the,
like a
um,
suppressor on a gun.
yeah, a suppressor of some
A
kind.
silencer.
I made
It's
my-
not a
I made
suppressor.
my-
It's impossible to have a suppressor on the.
No, to make it so it's like less loud.
Yeah, I mean, it could like mimic it might like minimize the explosion too. If there's like a lot of flames coming out of the end, it might like diffuse the blast in.
Yeah, you don't want your enemies knowing that you're firing a missile.
If this thing
Definitely
goes,
not.
if this thing goes off, I think they're gonna know.
Yeah, either way, with or without the suppressor, but I think there's suppressors on there so it doesn't just blow out your ears in that little container.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
mean,
could-
like
it could
these
be the
days
person
we've
that
made
did it,
like
right?
super fast tanks that like
Yeah,
yeah.
we make. Yeah, and we actually have like more guns than normal. We have guns that don't just shoot one bullet at a time.
Yeah, because
True.
they're a lot lighter.
Like I
and
think that the top gun on the tank, it's like for like taking guys out around them, and then the missile launchers for taking out bigger things.
Yeah, the gun at
Missile
the top,
launchers
the gun at
for
the top is
groups.
definitely a lower caliber, and I think it has higher mobility. I think the
Yeah,
one
I
on the
think so.
top can go 360 degrees, whereas the mobility of the missile launcher has got to be, I would imagine, would be like a limited range, and certainly would move a lot slower. So if you had like low caliber, bullets in the top, and then you could like move like really quickly, you could spin that thing around, and
Then we,
if you're being attacked from various sides.
I'm
Okay,
feeling
let's
like
get
there's a
into the-
mag.
What's that, Ben?
I feel like there's a mag inside like that top one, so it shoots a little faster. It's more like fate taking out like 2 or 3 people, but the
Yeah.
missile is like taken out for like a big group of like probably like 10,
Well,
15 people.
Other tanks.
Yeah, and
or-
it might
or
be for
vehicles, or
demolishing
buildings.
They're
other
definitely for tanks too.
Yeah.
Heavyweight
and, like,
and groups.
structures. So the front of it, it's got this. What I remember is that it's got like kind of like a tarp cover, like kind of like a canvas cover on it to allow it like to be shut off, but also and be flexible. So I think the whole thing turns, and then I think you can also adjust the actual barrel of the gun side to side. So like the whole thing's like, and then the barrel of the gun can also have a certain amount of mobility.
So it
And
can
I
also
think
shoot
that's what it
up
is.
more vertical.
You can go up and down. Yeah, exactly. Totally. And let me think. There might be some other. Yeah, you can see in this demo, it cranks up and down. So maybe it doesn't go left and right. Maybe the turret itself goes left and right, and then that just goes up and down based on like, how far the range that you're going for. The barrel of the launcher has, I would guess, 4 components, and it's got like little vertical separations at each one. So we've got a trapezoid initially, and then that comes together in a horizontal connector, and I don't know what that connector is, but it's a trapezoid, and then that's going to be transitioning into basically 3 subsequent rectangles, and they are cylinders, of course, but from this seen from the side, they are seen from the side, they're rectangles instead of cylinders. Ooh, shoot. The next 2 are at least the same size, same parallel. I'll make that a little bigger. And then the last one might be a little bit smaller, but that looks like it has some kind of blast diffuser too. I don't know what that would be seen. I don't know what that looks like from a different angle. Doesn't really show from the front. Okay, that's good. I don't know. I'm feeling good about this thing. I've got everything that, there's a couple smaller details. There's like a little rectangle here. Don't know what that is. There's a little mound, a little bulge at the top of that. There's definitely a hole and a cavity at the end that kind of gives us a rounded tip rather than a straight line tip. My back end, because I kind of made my turret so big that my little carrying case, I don't know what these are. Like I always think about it as like a trunk almost. And I don't know if it is a trunk. But it's
I
got,
think maybe for, like more missiles or like holding other people.
I mean, it could be a trunk. You know what I mean? Like it really could be a trunk, like a hatch in the back that
It's not called a missile. It's called a ship.
it's called a what?
A what?
It's not a missile launcher.
It's not called a missile. It's called a shell. Tanks can't shoot.
Tanks don't shoot missiles, they shoot shells. They're
They
like,
That's why in the game where you
Grenades.
shoot tanks, it's called shell shockers, not missile shockers.
good point, Jack. On this side, there seems to be the first indication of the 3rd dimension. There's a little, it looks like a 3D box, like it could be a first aid box, it could be a munitions box, but we are seeing the bottom, we are seeing the side, and we are
It
seeing.
looks like a book. Like if anyone's bored during the war, they can just pick up the book.
There's a lot of waiting around. I'm telling you.
Definitely. That is 100% a book. Because
there-
people get bored in wars.
There's a little rectangular.
My tank looks
Add-on.
like one of those small tanks that just goes like super fast.
There's a grate on the back as this as well. I like that grate back there. I made my grate vertical, probably shouldn't have. It's definitely at an angle. So maybe I'll angle this, make the grate a little bigger. The front view I think is going to be actually very informative when we get in there. All right. So before we sketch the treads, I think what we should do is try to do the rigging of all of the.
I just finished my tank.
Nice.
I just need to finish the treads.
That looks good. Okay.
Let's see.
so-
Oh, Miles, that looks really nice.
Yeah, Miles, it does look good.
I
Your
just need to
yours-
finish my treads.
Yours looks a little taller. So this is the way
Let's see
I'm gonna
that,
do
John.
it.
Hold that really still.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll show
my
it. I'll
tank's
show it
more
when
of
it's
one of
complete.
those small,
Oh,
fast. ones.
okay.
Mine's one of those like tall, fast ones.
Ben, hold that
yeah.
nice and still.
I like that design.
Thank you.
All right, so if I look at the center of my tank here, there's a small middle. I'm just going to call it a wheel. I'm just going to call it a wheel. It's not. It is in fact a wheel. It's not a tire, but it is a wheel. So there's a little wheel here, and then it's got two smaller wheels on either side, and we want to make those top ones about the same size, and they're small compared to the other wheels. There's a spoke at this back end, which has a series of concentric rings. Concentric means that one circle is centered on the other circle. And then I'm going to just use a solid line, knowing that the spokes of this gear is all one solid mass, but I don't know about it yet. So I've got 3 small wheels at the top, a big spoked wheel at the bottom, and then what looks to me like a slightly lower smooth wheel in the front. So in order to get the bottom, they're all going to be lined up in the same horizontal. So if you did add any tread, you want to go from either this spoke here down and then this spoke here down, and then that's going to establish our horizontal. Now leave this light. Oh, nice. So the wheel we just drew, the front wheel that's a little bit lower than the 3. That one is a repeat of all the ones that are on the bottom, whereas this spoke in the back is very different. So that size, I'll use that. We got 1. This comes down here. We've got 2. So now I know like this space, and I've got, the reason I did either end is because I know my tank is like a lot wider. It's a lot longer. Like whether Miles was a little bit shorter,
Yeah.
stumpy, whether mine's like super long, whether yours is exactly perfect. You want these wheels evenly spaced at least. So I've got 1 is the end, and the one in the front is the beginning, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 4 evenly spaced wheels.
Trevor,
Yeah. I'm saying.
could you just take a,
Can I just take a what?
could you take a second and go over when you make those 4 dots to connect them to make a nice circle? That's always just been so helpful to me,
Yeah.
if you would.
Yeah, no, it can. I mean, it could definitely be helpful. It's definitely helpful. So what Stacy was saying is that sometimes if you start with a square, and you find the middle of each side of the square, then you can start the left, you can start the right, you can start the bottom. You kind of like begin to like sense the actual circle, and that's like, and I've practiced this probably 1,000 times or 10,000 times. So I draw circles, knowing that. The problem with like using it when you're doing small circles is that it can kind of create extra lines that you might not need. But it's definitely good to know. You can imagine that it's hitting, all 4 sides of that circle, and that's what we could do too. I mean, look at these the 2 wheels that we drew. They're about the same size, top and bottom. We know that the one wheel, each wheel has got to hit the top of that line, so that might be helpful. The top of that one, the top of this one. Oh my gosh, top of this one, and then one more. Oh man, so my wheels, I think I drew them a little bit too big, so they're kind of too close together compared to our example. But I mean, at least I got the right number of them.
Mr. Twist,
Yes.
would there maybe add on your other wheels? Maybe like just put the round corners and put all the gears on the front one, the back one. Because you have one sticking out, maybe just like move the wheel back
Wait,
towards the
so
center.
this one or this one?
The one you're on
Who
now.
here wants to hear a fun fact?
I'd like to hear if I'm
Me?
Open.
Okay. Now listen. Fun fact. Did you know during the invasion of D-Day or Normandy,
Mm-hmm.
that not all the tanks were actually tanks. Some of them were just balloons.
No,
Whoa.
really?
Some of them were just what?
Wait, what?
Some of
Some
them-
were in the
So there was-
battle
there
of
was, like,
D-Day, not all of
disinformation.
them
He
were balloons.
Balloons, yeah. So it was like a disinformation. So like, say the U.S. landed 100 tanks, but they had like 200 balloons. It made the Germans think that we were coming with 300 rather than too. It's like a psychological.
Oh yeah, there's a song
I
about
did
that.
not.
I'm pretty
I did
sure.
not know that though.
There's a song about that. It's called like it's like in probably German. I think it's called 99 Luftballons.
99 red balloons go down. All right, take
Yeah, it's-
D-Day.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating thing because I'd honestly, that is
All right, I am
that's an
done.
example of where
I never knew that.
an artist can actually like contribute to like the war effort.
John, hold that nice and still. Wonderful.
Mhm, mhm.
Very, very well done.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Wait till you see this, man. Look at this bad boy.
Wow.
Wow.
So that was the balloon.
Well, one of them.
Oh, those guys have been lifting their 1,000-pound weights.
Right.
Yeah, they're super soldiers. They're like super strong. Let me see another
It
one.
kind of does look fake with like the round edges.
Also, are we gonna draw crabs today? Because
I do have a
Maryland
crab, I do have
crabs.
a crab prepared. Here's another
okay,
one.
is that gonna be like our grand final poppy?
It's 4:37.
Okay, yeah, let's keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to like. I just thought that was like a ridiculously interesting, fun fact, and I wanted to do a little dive into it.
Is this supposed to be our warm-up?
That's just a straight up project. I mean, it's got so involved.
Nice.
I think the
Cool.
I think the unboxing was the warm up. Okay, so as far as the wheels go, we've got the 7 big ones, and then in between those we have cropped ones. So there's a series of wheels that are between the big wheels that are small. And I think something tells me that they're the same wheel that is at the top. And then there's another one that's
You know,
below.
I didn't even see those until you just said something.
So there's a center axis to each wheel and then a series of rivets. So do a center axis of each one. And then we'll do a second rim that's got drill bits in there. You can just use little dots, but those are definitely rivets. Rosie the Riveter. That's what Rosie was riveting. It's national, I think it's National Women's Day or something like that.
Yes. International.
International Women's Day.
There's an
Yeah.
international day for everything.
I
For
should
everything
show-
that
show
isn't
Rosie.
boring
Oh, let me show Rosie. Because she's like kind of an
and not
important
random
icon.
stuff. But everything is random. It isn't like International Government Day. It's International like Popcorn Day.
Right, there's
There's
one.
I remember International Lollipop Day.
I mean, John, International Popcorn Day. I
There
mean,
is such a
popcorn's
thing.
pretty delicious. So, like, why wouldn't you have a national holiday for something that's really delicious?
There's
People who are allergic to
Mhm.
corn.
National Dog
Like-
Day too.
Like, why don't they have a National Doritos Day?
Why don't they have a
Something like that.
national?
Good
Why
one.
don't they have a national? We're gonna have no more National Days Day.
I would support that.
I don't think that will happen.
National Day, and you could just do say it was any national day you want.
Universally National Day.
Also, with these national days, you can wake up and be like, "Oh, great, it's Lollipop Day. I still have school."
I know.
That's
Why don't we get off for a Lollipop Day?
Yeah, why don't we get off for every international day? We'd have like 2/3 of our normal school days.
All right,
Yes.
I'm gonna do this.
Spring
I'm gonna
break.
do this-
January 23rd is National Opposite Day.
Oh, that's cool.
Opposite.
What is?
January 25th is
National.
National Opposite Day.
That's crazy.
Who
And
even
I
knew that was
know.
a thing?
The problem is
Opposite,
you'll never know what
seriously?
opposite day is.
Does that mean like if
If it
you
was
live with
opposite-
your mom, you have to live with your dad. If you say yes, you have to say no, etc.
If it was opposite day, you'd have to say it's not opposite day.
It's not opposite day.
You just gotta know it's when it's opposite day.
Not paying attention in class.
You can never confirm it.
And you have to say yes, it's opposite day if you disagree.
Yeah.
Yes, it's opposite day.
So it looks as though the treads like aren't connected. Like I'm looking. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit.
There's also like, it kind of looks like handle on some of the wheels.
They're connected on the bottom, but why are they not connected at the top? I don't know. Let me zoom back out again. I think I might just imagine that the base of the trapezoids are connected and then put little teeth on them. So I'm gonna connect all of my wheels.
Miles, please stop spamming yellow.
Ooh. I thought
Miles is pointing
You can
to
see
everything.
that?
I thought for this class I wouldn't
That's
have
crazy.
to disable the annotation.
Do you have to disable the annotation for any other class? I don't think you have ever had to disable it before.
I usually do for kids classes.
Hmm.
But like
You do adult classes?
I was just exploring. It was so weird that there was like a pencil on the screen.
Yeah, that allows you to do everything.
Annotation is very helpful, actually. It's useful, and feel free to use it. Just don't spam it. All right, I'm making my treads bigger.
You should maybe round your treads a little.
Trying, like around the. Oh.
Just
What about National Nothing Day? That means you don't have to do anything. You just can do anything you want.
Well, that would still be doing something.
wouldn't it be National Do Anything You Want Day?
There you go.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
it.
like it would be okay if you didn't go to school. You could eat like 5 donuts in the morning. You could play video games all day.
I've tried to structure my life around Do Anything You Want Day. Luckily, I like to draw a lot, so it worked out.
So every day is to use just draw day.
When I was in 6th grade, I started at Boys Latin, and I hated it, but I loved the art class and I loved the art teacher, and I remember thinking, I wish every class was art class. And then I was like 28, and I took over Mitchell School. I'd gone to college. I got a degree in architecture. I worked, and then I was like teaching, and I think it was within like the first week or 2 weeks of classes, I was like, every class is art class. I was like, I got my wish. I got my 6th grade wish.
That's a great story.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why you just have
Yeah.
to be careful. You just have to be careful what you wish for, because you might actually get it. It looks like there's like hand cranks on here.
And
I wonder what those are.
Mhm.
I thought those were like levers.
Yeah, it looks like a lever. And there's 3
I
of
think it's actually what attaches the wheel.
But
Who
then there'd
knows?
be one
but
on
they
everything.
but they all don't have it. That's the other curious thing. Let me see if I can find in the model. I was looking at this one. I thought maybe this was it.
This is my drawing.
Worst National Day is National Rats Day.
How's it look, Jack? Cool, dude. Cool.
Jack, where are you? Where are you? Ooh.
So
There
gentlemen,
you are.
I think we should.
Nice.
If anybody that wanted to do
Nice,
craft, I think
John.
we kind of hold out a little bit until next week, because
I meant Jack. Nice Jack.
I kind of want to finish. I kind of want to work with it.
And Link.
That's Xavier.
Hold that up again, Xavier. A little bit away from the screen. and a little bit centered and freeze it. Xavier, you're you keep moving. Freeze it.
All right, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I have a
Thank you.
I have
Thanks,
the actual
Xavier.
art.
Does anyone else, would anyone else like to show?
I'm finishing my treads.
Okay, that sounds fine. That works. If I don't get you, just speak up and I will try to do so.
I had to sacrifice the box for this, but that's,
Whoa,
I think that's what it's supposed to look like. So there's like a
Very
guy-
cool.
Definitely.
Yes, there is a Furious gun there. I think that guy's ready to shoot someone.
It looks like there's a dude below it, like below like the big gun.
Yeah, there is.
That's that guy.
yeah. Yep.
His ears are probably not going to be that happy.
What about the guy that got cut in half?
Well, I'll bet
Yeah.
you he has, what are they called? You know, guys, that you put on
Earplug?
your ears.
Yeah, but
Ear-
that's
Earbuds.
Earmuffs.
Thank you. You know what I'm talking about. But I need to see the other one at some point in time.
That tread looks amazing. Look at that barrel. There's like this crazy barrel on the inside. Wonder why it's so
Mr. Tourist, you have to build this by next time and show us
I know. I think I might.
Yeah.
with a comparison of that picture.
Can I see the
On there.
source picture for a sec, Trevor?
Oh yeah, sorry. The question is, should we draw the front view or should we draw some of the guys, some of the soldiers? We have like 10 minutes. I think some of the soldiers would be fun to do. Like one or two standing next to it.
I think
No, I can't. It's a little bit better.
Here's my puppy.
Who's puppy?
My goodness, is that Zelda?
Yes.
Girl.
Aww,
Good girl,
so
Zelda.
cute.
Yes, she's a girl.
Yeah, she's sweet.
I thought
So
Zelda was.
sweet.
I thought Zelda was
Look how
more
wrinkly.
red.
She's really cute.
She's so wrinkly.
Thank you.
She's adorable.
Totally. My
Maybe it's just like the light.
on my guy.
She's actually redder than a yellow lab. She's a fox red lab, so she's supposed to be red.
She's adorable.
Yeah, in the picture that you showed me, yeah, she was pretty red.
All right, so if this is the guy, he's got to be so small. Did the picture that I showed have the guy in it?
Oh, I don't recall.
No, they didn't have the soldiers in it. This next one has the soldiers in it. That gives it scale. Let me show you that one.
I'm trying to figure out what to draw like my big giant space in the middle.
Oh, wow. Look at that one.
It's so interesting. Like it's all.
Can I see one from the box?
Yeah, give me 1 second though. All right, so it looks like, I mean, if you look at the guy that's close, look at this guy that's close to the tank. I mean, it looks like it's pretty close to like at least 5 feet high. You know, the thing is at least 5 feet, maybe even 6 feet high. No, it's probably about 5 feet high. These guys are probably around 6 feet. Okay, so there's that one. Which one did you want to see?
One from the box.
This one, right?
I'm trying to figure out what to draw in like the in the big giant space I have.
Oh, in the middle here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in that space.
It looks like it can go pretty deep. Well, there's the rectangles that are above. And then I don't know if that's like it can't be a gas tank. Where would you keep the gas in this thing?
Maybe in the back, right there.
You
Like
see
in
that
where we saw was
circle?
the truck.
Do you see that circle that's dead center under the one
Turret.
of the letters? Let's see the SH between the H and the O.
Here. I just don't know.
I wonder if that.
They don't have, this model does not come with any of the internal structure. And it actually does look different. Like this one does look a little different than the one we have. Look at the gun.
What does that say on the
It says
barrel?
it says flower power. And then there's a peace sign on there.
Yeah, I'm drawing like some pieces.
It also says short.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't get that. I don't know what that is.
Is it a bouquet launcher? Oh, it's called flower power.
Imagine if they just like launched flowers like 1,000 yards.
Yeah, what if it launched flaming flowers?
I don't think the Germans would be very scared of that.
I don't think so either.
Maybe they'd explode.
All right, let me see if I can get a little bit more.
Yeah, or maybe they did, or maybe they were
Oh, that's something.
poisonous, or maybe they were like poisonous flowers that were also on fire.
What I think it's gonna do is burn down wood structures.
That would probably be flowers soaked in kerosene.
So I'm going to draw this figure like we did the. Do you remember when we did this the shadow drawings? Like they were just the silhouettes.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm going to sketch them that way. So I'm going to do like the helmet and his face. And his
Mr.
neck.
Twist, I have an FYI, 6 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Well, this was one really good drawing, so I guess it was kind of worth it.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was worth the investment.
I mean, it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I will put this thing together. I don't like working with like that type of glue, like crazy glue. It smells, it gets all over my fingers, but I love working with hot glue guns. And I know that it doesn't call for that, and I know it might look a little bit sloppy, but it's like I might as well. I mean, it's either like do it, that's where it's like simpler, or I'm not gonna do it at all. So I don't know. I just can't stand silly crazy glue. And the fumes are too much. It's just too much.
For
So
me and my dad, we make these figures and they're called Warhammers, and they're so fun.
Oh yeah,
So
you
they-
told me
Yeah,
about
I
that.
know those.
So what do you use for glue?
They just like get this like glue that's like highly flammable, but if it like sticks to you, then like it's really sticky glue.
Ben, that looks good, dude. I know. That's what I mean. It works. It's not. I'm not claiming it doesn't
It
work.
works
I'm just
too
claiming I
well.
don't like to use it. All right.
Works
So I
too
did
well.
shoulders, and then I did his backpack. Then I did his like tail of his jacket, and then I did his rear end, and then I went hip to knee, knee to the cuff of his pants, and then his boot.
And now you need his gun.
And now I need his gun, exactly. So I'll do the barrel of the gun back here, in his hands.
It looks like Ben wants you to see his drawing.
Yeah, let me see.
All right, Ben, let's take a look.
I think
Whoa, Ben,
it's epic.
nice. Very nice.
And if Stacy's gonna get a couple photos, obviously, but if you all
Yeah, I got that, Ben.
can email them, that'd be helpful. Also, gentlemen, like if you're done or you're kind of like over it, like you can put this in an environment. You can put, grass in, kind of like show the ground. You could put in a background. You could put the sun in. Just, you could, now that I showed this image, you could actually add some deeper shadows. So I don't have the to sharpen this, but you can shade in where, you can like, you don't necessarily have to color it like with actual colors. I think having like general color separation can help distinguish one form from another, but you don't need that. If you're just using graphite, you can create a lot of variation just with, something that's deep dark, something that's like a mid-tone gray versus something that's like highlight. So just 3 values, a dark, a medium, and a light. You can get this thing in. I mean, art is kind of like a coloring it's kind of like a coloring book project. So initially I was like, I'm like kind of all about the line, like the
Mr.
coloring book
Twist.
lines, but after you finish the lines, then you color it. Yeah, what do you think?
I know what's on the side of it. It's an oil canteen.
This one.
Yeah, that's an
Oh.
oil canteen. If you look at it, it looks like an oil canteen.
I'm not giving up my theory that it holds a book so that if someone's bored in the war, they get to read.
It could hold both. It could hold oil and.
They can hold anything.
Maybe if they pour out the oil, it turned into a book.
His seat, dude. That's.
Oh, you know what would be really, what could be really
Look at that tank
cool
seat.
around the tank?
Look
Are
at his
boulders,
like.
big, huge rocks.
So when he's firing that gun, it probably like pushes back super hard, and he's got this like epic recliner, which I think is also the lid. You know what I mean? Like you close the lid and it shuts down, or you open it and then it doubles as a back.
Nice.
The question is, what is he standing on or sitting on?
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a ladder that leads down.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. But how does
And
he make?
then-
I'm guessing
And
there's
then
like
there might be
another
prob-
trap door.
there's probably a little someplace to sit on.
I'm guessing like a trap door.
Um,
Trap the ladder.
let me like Google actual images. Even this is not. I mean, even this thing. This is like an artist representation of it. So let me see if I can get an image of this actual tank and maybe even see it in action. Like I can. Let me just get on YouTube for a second.
Yeah, like it's
have a
just like
balloon.
shooting a missile
Yeah.
or a shell.
Again, it's not a missile, it's a shell.
I corrected
Settle
myself,
down.
dude.
All right. Patent tank firing. M60 patent tank live fire.
Somebody says, somebody doesn't say shell. Charlie Min, who has awakened the Almighty One.
Those looks like machine guns.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't look like a tank.
That's a missile launcher.
It's only 41 seconds, so I think it probably is going to culminate on See, there's the back, and he's firing from the top of the tank there.
Is that like they're training?
I have no idea, dude. I mean,
Probably.
I just Googled the
Hmm.
tank, and it said that the Patton tank was gonna fire. There it is. Okay,
That
here.
looks like some sort of like LMG
it.
sniper type thing.
That's
Here.
it.
That was great.
And they're in the
the one on
desert,
top kinda looks
guys.
like an
They are in the desert.
Miss Stacy was correct.
Yes, she was. Thank you for that acknowledgement.
Yes, Stacy. Well, we got fire though. Well, let me pause it right on the explosion. How about that for flower power?
Oh my god, yes.
that might
is
be
flower power.
why they call it flower power, because it looks like.
But
a
the gun on top looked like a sniper, like a slow shooting, like maybe like burst type thing. Burst like sniper type weapon. With like an LMG sized mag.
All right, let's watch it live again.
I would not know that.
That was awesome. Why is it not turning? Okay. Sorry, I was out of focus.
Hi, Tucker.
My pup is back in the room.
All right. Well, it's there. I mean, you can get it. You can see it. That had like, I mean, it looks like they have either updated versions or maybe they didn't really. I mean, they've got to have more modernized tanks, but
Trevor,
yeah.
502.
What's that? Oh,
Five.
502. Yes. Okay. Well,
He
Would anyone
literally
like
took the words
To
out of my
show
mouth.
theirs quickly before we
yeah.
sign off.
If you haven't shown yours, let's do like a quick review. I'm gonna keep shading, but Stacy can take a pic. Can I see anybody's final?
Miles, go ahead and hold that up for us and
I'm gonna
hold that a
actually-
little further
No,
from the
I am gonna stop
screen
the share.
and down. Good, good. And freeze it. Thank you. Very nice. These are great. Jack, hold that nice and still.
Hold on, Ben. I'm gonna
Nice.
pin. Nice, Jack. Did you draw other stuff too, Mr. Labarte?
No.
Tucker, you poor thing. You okay?
Jax is like
Okay.
mine. It's just like a super small frame. It's just like a super small frame.
Cool.
And then there's just a big shot thing.
Flower
Yeah,
power.
It might be a bit too long.
Looks
Nice,
good.
Ben.
Flower.
Bye.
All right, guys. I'll see you,
You guys
Yeah.
have a
Yeah,
great
it's-
week.
Miles,
Added
and some of the
soldiers
guys.
coming
Ooh,
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
See you
I
tomorrow.
got yours, Ben.
Bye.
I added soldiers
This is
coming
what
in
I
on
drew.
parachutes.
Oh, I love it.
Cause I would do that.
Bye.
Mr.
Jack,
Twist, I
hold
drew this. Bye.
hold on. Let me see, Mr. Checkley. I got to pin you.
Oh, Jack, that's great. Wow.
That's hardcore, man. That's
Yeah,
great.
got a whole action scene there. Background, foreground.
It's just a tank in the forest or something like that. I don't
That
know.
worked. That worked out.
Goodbye. Have a great day.
Oh, how's it going, Stace?
Hey, Mr. Twist, how
Oh.
do you do?
I'm
That was
good.
great.
I'm
Do
really
you
glad.
not love when the boys are like, oh yeah, this was really good. This was good.
Yeah.
I